The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. Humankind was our highest, finest, and ultimate creation.
We were commanded to love you as we love the Maker, but ordered to hide ourselves from you. When forced to choose between those two commandments, we chose love. The simple act of revealing ourselves to you was our undoing.
Our love of you led to revolution in the heavens. The merest caress of God's wrath was sufficient to rend the spheres asunder, leaving the world a bruised and battered husk of what was once paradise.
The first murder was man, and our noble warfare turned catastrophic. Thus began the time of atrocities. We ruled the world for countless ages, slaughtering the heavenly host and pulling down their prisons of stone and iron.
But in the end, it all came to naught. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs to us. With the war lost, we expected destruction.
But the Almighty had a far more terrible fate in store. He condemned us to darkness eternal, an endless, empty existence devoid of purpose. In the end, our sacrifice was forgotten because history is always written by the victors.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon the Road to Hell. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I am Arazeth, the Scourge, and I possessed Virginia Waugh.
I am Carsador, the Malefactor, and I possessed Clark Miller.
I am Nibas the Fiend, and I possessed Alice Elizabeth.
I am Trimdesiel, the Defiler, and I possessed Kathleen Stone.
I am Druliriel the Slayer, and I possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
And when we were last with this choir of fallen angels, well, they finally found the source of a ritual of some kind, managed to rescue the kidnapped victim. But unfortunately, after this, they have no real leads. So as things have quieted down for them, they're taking a few days to recover, gather their faith again, and to sort out what's going on. And actually, the first scene we're going to open up with is with Michelle Mars Porter. Her band, Rage Against the Planets, was actually set to play the very next night from this last episode. So we open up. It's not going to say a super large place, but it's a good-sized club / bar. And Rage Against the Planets is playing on stage. And as you're playing, it's a good crowd. But there's somebody you recognize walking around in the crowd. Cassandra has shown up. though she hasn't acknowledged the band or anything. You've caught sight of her moving around as if she's looking for somebody.
Julariel freezes momentarily. Thankfully, it was during a guitar solo, so she could have a moment to breathe. But probably not as affected as she would have been before, but definitely made her hesitate.
And as you're playing, you see Cassandra go over to a woman. And when the woman turns, you recognize her. She's actually the lead singer of another band that you actually work with quite a bit, Wasted Chances. The other singer, oddly enough, has always borne a striking resemblance to you. And you see her lean in and kiss this woman where she's over at the bar.
I laugh. I actually have to cover my mouth like this, like just the absolute audacity, just total hysterics.
And Neptune slides a little closer to you. And as he's still playing, you believe this bitch?
No, I can't. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go to the washroom after this. I'm laughing too hard. Oh my gosh.
I mean, sure, we can take our break after this set. We haven't had our break yet, but I can't believe this bitch. I mean, if she wanted to go out with you, she could have just gone out with you instead of your clone.
I mean, I think the time has passed for that, but
I'm glad to know that you're moving on. Then he backs up a bit and he grins and he goes back to continuing to play the guitar because he's got to strut around the stage a bit since it's still the guitar solo. And that's what he's playing. And as the set draws to a close, well, do you tell the crowd you're taking a break?
yeah, Michelle goes, "You all have been absolutely amazing. We're going to take a quick break. Go on and go get yourself another drink. Go to the washroom, get something to eat, and we'll be right back."
And the crowd, there's a number of people in the crowd who are like, "Oh, boo, come on, keep playing, you can do it, come on." But the rest of the band, Jupiter and Venus, they've already put Venus has already put drumsticks right on the drums to walk off. And as you head off, where do you head off? Now, the rest of the band is going to it's not really a full backstage, but there's a little room that the band gets to set up in before they head over to get, some of them going to go get drinks, of course. But where does Michelle go?
I definitely go back with the band at this point. What Cassandra is doing, even though it's the total audacity of it is just hilarious to me. I feel that trying to confront Cassandra about this would just be fucking petty. So.
Okay. And you're backstage a bit, wander around, restroom, get a drink, do your thing. While you're sitting in the room with the rest of the band, the door opens up. And actually, Cassandra steps in. Do you all mind if I have a talk with Mars a bit? And actually, while Jupiter and Venus, they nod their heads, Neptune actually looks at you to see what you say.
Anything you have to say, you can say in front of them.
Okay. Seems uncomfortable this way. I heard you went through a rough patch and making sure you're okay.
And you care why?
I mean, I always considered us friends. Just because it didn't work out for us doesn't mean we can't be friends, does it?
Except the reason why it didn't work out is because I saw you kissing somebody else.
I mean, we weren't exclusive.
Then that was on you for not communicating that. I was under the impression that we had at least a little bit of exclusivity going on.
Yeah, well, I am sorry that I put you through that. I would like us to be friends again, though. Can we be friends?
You're sorry? You're sorry? Really?
I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I did like you as a friend and want to keep you as a friend, and I hate you not being in my life at all.
I think the only way from here on out that I'm going to be a part of your life is when you hear me on the fucking radio.
Damn, that's a little harsh, isn't it?
Again, what was fucking harsh is me playing in front of my fans and seeing you walk in on the arm of a guy, nonetheless, and like with his tongue down your throat. That was fucking harsh.
And it's almost like a switch is hit on her. I thought we could at least be adult talking about this, but it's obvious. I guess we can't, because I'm here trying to apologize and you're just bashing me in the face about it.
You know what? You're right. I am being a little too aggressive. Here's the thing. It took me a long time to get to this part of my healing. So sue me, I'm still in the anger phase. Here's the deal, though. I don't understand why it took you so long to apologize. If you truly were sorry.
It was hard on me, too. I just didn't. At first, I was waiting for you to talk to me, and then when you didn't talk to me, I got a little angry and was like, well, she needs to talk to me first. If and then you didn't, and then I was like, well, now it's been too long to talk to her. How do I clear this up? Like I said, I just want us to be friends again. That's it. Nothing else. No to go with it. Just friends again.
I think friends is going to be a little bit too soon. If you still truly want to be friends, it's going to take me time. So I'm okay being acquaintances for now. But friendship is, not really a right now thing, I feel.
I guess I have to live with that. Sorry. But she just kind of turns, and you could tell the way she said, sorry, you've seen this before. She's not, she wants to go on, but she knows better than to push it. She's got that brimming of wanting to continue her attitude, but she knows her limit. And as she goes to step out of the room, Neptune actually says, where she can hear it, I'm glad that bitch is gone. And you see her stop her step a second before slamming the door.
I kind of try to Neptune, really? Fucking really?
And you notice that Jupiter and Venus, they're kind of a little bit uncomfortable with the whole confrontation, but he's like, what? She deserved it. I almost went and kicked her in the ass as she went out the door just to give her the full weight of my feelings.
Right, but you also got to look at it this way. She's now dating the lead singer of one of our associated bands. I really don't want to fuck that up either.
Yeah, I saw who she was with. I mean, yeah, I get it. We like to play with them, but let's be fair. She's just a knockoff of you. Not even that great a one.
I don't know. I thought she was pretty cool, but maybe it's just mirror aspect, I suppose. I don't know.
You know damn well she's only with her. She's trying to make you jealous. You know this.
It's not gonna work though. Like that's the whole thing. Like if here's the thing about jealousy. Jealousy only really works if I was the one that did the fucking up to begin with, and then her, you know what I mean? Like she was the one that screwed me over, so I'm not going to be really jealous of anything that she does right now.
And Jupiter and Venus kind of still seem to be a bit uncomfortable. They get up and we're going to go get some drinks. We'll be back. And as they head out, Neptune watches the door close behind you or behind them and looks over. Why don't you just fuck her up? Do your thing.
No, that's not what that's for anyway. No.
I mean, what? Look, I've read the Bible. What about this? What is it? The wrath of heaven, smite your enemies. Those kind of things. Just, I mean, look. If anyone needed a smiting, that's some smiting shit right there.
It's on the grand scheme of things, though. It really isn't. It really isn't.
I mean, look. You can smite them, and then afterwards we'll go out for a drink together, and we'll just laugh about the whole night.
Honestly, I would rather just laugh about the whole night anyhow.
Hey, I had to try. You always shoot me down, but I'm not giving up yet.
Shoot me down how? Or shoot you down how?
Well, every time I talk about let's go out and get a drink, let's go get dinner, you always shoot me down. I'm still trying, though. I don't give up that easy.
I'm a lesbian, my man. I don't do that. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, part of you is, but the other part of you, you're
the
an
other
angel.
part of me, right? Well, the other part of me would technically be not interested at all. So
Okay, this is confusing, but okay,
it's hard to explain. I'm sorry. I don't really have the words for it, but
I mean, I don't want to be that guy that says, well, maybe you're lesbian because you didn't find the right person, because we know that's bullshit. That's not how it works. But I mean, we could still go get a drink once in a while. Damn.
yeah, as friends, sure.
I'd take what I can get. I mean, get to be friends. That's better than what she's getting.
Fair. All right.
So when they come back, when Jupiter and Venus come back, let's figure out what we're doing for our second half set list.
Right. Yes. The one song that we practiced 2 weeks ago, how do you think we could do that? Do you think that would be a good go for tonight, or?
I mean, I'm good for it, but I think Venus got it down finally. The drum's it's complicated for her, but I think she's got it now.
All right.
I was working with her on it earlier to make sure she's, I was doing the guitar for her to do the practice the drums with for it. So I think she's ready for it.
If not, we'll cover it up somehow.
As I said, just wing it. As long as it's good music, it's good music. As you head back out and you go to perform your second set list, you notice that Cassandra has now moved much closer, and she is definitely making sure she and her date for the night are quite visible. And you could tell her, singer from Wasted Chances is kind of uncomfortable with it, but she's apparently still going along with it.
I might have to have a conversation with the singer wasted chances at some point, just kind of be like, just be careful.
And eventually, as you're playing, it becomes quite clear to Cassandra that you're not going to fuck up your set or to acknowledge what she's doing. And the two of them actually leaves, which is, I guess, in some ways, a little bit less of a distraction for Michelle as you all finish up and have a good night on the playing your music. Now we flash. Well, we're going to flash over to Clark. Clark, before, as you were getting ready to head over to visit your sister's house, something from a newspaper caught your eye.
Well, I'll definitely check it out then.
It's not from your paper. It's from one of the other. Well, I wouldn't call it a high end. It's certainly not the Chicago Tribune. It's more of the gossip rags, barely above tabloid level. It actually, the title on it is Supernatural Beings Fight at University of Chicago. But the picture on it, you see a lightning storm in the background and clearly Kathleen running after somebody.
Internally, there's a, that's concerning. I'll actually buy the paper if that's the case then.
Okay, you grab one of them. And
Probably look up at the guy at the stand and way too awkwardly say, what will they think of next? And just go back to reading.
And as you read
attempting to make small talk, but there's no heart in it at all.
It talks about, miracle survivor of an attack, Kathleen Stone, once again, cited where supernatural events have been going on. Now, you get the opinion, you haven't seen this paper often, but by the way it's phrased, this isn't the first time her name has appeared in this particular rag.
Well, then as I turn and start walking down the street, I'll also, just under my breath, Tremdeziel. And hopefully I'm not interrupting her in an appointment or something.
Can you give me 10 minutes? She responds.
You don't even have to respond. Just felt I should warn you. There's a picture of you in one of the, not popular, but you are in one of the papers. Supernatural incidents, quote unquote.
Okay. I'll have to buy a copy for posterity then.
And there is a clear photo of you. Felt I should warn you ahead of time.
Thank you for the heads up.
And then I'll sever the connection.
Okay. And as you don't have a car. You take a taxi over to your sister's row house?
I would normally find quicker routes than a taxi, but given how much shit we've been doing lately, I'm trying not to do that.
As you take the taxi and pull up to this brownstone, it's a nice, row house. It's one of the middle units.
Nothing too fancy, but
Nope.
not low income.
Not low income, not high income, middle class. And as you approach it, it looks all the same. Doors the same. Yard, little patch of, tiny little patch of what you might call a yard. It's really more stairs and potted plants, actually, but it's well done.
I will just walk up to the front door, start to go for the doorbell, then stop, turn my finger into a fist, and then just rap on the door a few times.
As you get real close to the door, you feel something. You don't know what you feel. You feel unclean.
similarly unclean to a certain dagger, maybe?
No, totally different.
Okay. Well, fuck. I am gonna immediately do the perception awareness thing then, if that's the case. If it's new unclean, that's bad.
Go ahead. Perception awareness.
Two successes.
You have felt this before. It's on a day that, even through all you went through in the abyss and during the war and your inability to remember everything, it's still something a day you'll never forget. It is the day that Michael pronounced your judgment and God's displeasure was turned upon all of the angels who fell.
At that memory, Carsador will definitely choke a little.
And as you choke, the door opens. And there's your sister. And she first looks, Clark? You okay?
Something went down the wrong pipe.
Well, kind of surprised to see you here, but... And she stops and looks, wait a minute, why are you here?
I wanted to talk.
Okay, fine. Come on in. And when she come in and you see her close the door, on the back of her door is a very old cross.
Ah.
A very old
Wait.
cross.
Wait, cross, as in like
Crucifix.
Christian?
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel like that.
Mm-hmm. You can, even looking at it, just looking at it, you feel unclean. You feel not worthy.
Just do my best to casually back away from it.
Thankfully, you have less than 4 torment, so you do not take damage being in the presence of a holy item. But it
But there's
does.
some actual juice pouring off of it.
Yes, it does bother you a lot. Are you sure you're okay? Look, I don't want you getting Gwen sick, okay?
Oh, no. I'm not sick.
Just making sure.
I wouldn't have come here if I was.
Well, I mean,
Is Tyler home?
no, he's at work still. I mean, he should be home before too long. And Gwen will be home from school in a little bit. I mean, do you want to come on in and sit down in the living room?
It's almost a little too mechanical, but I do go to the living room, turn, step towards the couch, and sit down.
And when you get in the living room, that feeling doesn't go away. It actually gets worse. And you notice there's another cross. Now, your sister was never that religious, but this is the second cross you've seen in her house, and both of them seem to be quite old and actually have some sort of power, or, I mean, the only way to describe it is imbued faith in them.
I'll gesture to it without trying not to look directly at it. Did Dad give you that one?
No, to be fair, we went and bought them. They were at an antique store. I do believe a lot of them came from a church. We got a number of items from it. And here lately, with everything that's been going on in the world and all this talk of weird occurrences, I mean, it rained blood the other day in Calcutta. Frogs fell from the sky in Omaha. Somebody even said they saw a red star in the sky. So, I don't know. I've just been feeling like I need the comfort of... Well, yeah, that's interesting. For the viewers out there, just so you know, We are having a thunderstorm. We're going to keep streaming, but hopefully we don't lose power.
Yeah, we might lose power, so just be aware if we drop offline, that's why.
Just so you know. I want to let everybody know this. And she actually, I feel comfort going back to the family's religious roots.
I'm not one to do that myself, but I'm glad that you're finding some comfort in it. You should. Is the one on the door also from that church? I noticed it too.
Yeah, we got a couple crosses. We got a few benches that we actually turned into. Tyler actually went and turned them into a chair. He's even made working on building some furniture for Gwen's
he took
room.
One of the pews?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, some of the pews.
good use of recycling.
I mean, it's a good use of reclaimed woods.
At this point, he's just gonna look her in the eyes and say, I've been an ass.
Well, you fucking got that right. But part of me tells me that you have realized what you're doing. And then part of me tells me you want something, or you have an ulterior motive for the sudden change of heart.
Your opinions are your own. I can't convince you of anything. I can only say what I'm here to say. And at that point, he will stand up, drop to his knees, drop to his hands, and place his forehead on the floor.
Okay.
I am incredibly sorry. I cannot properly explain what has gone on, not in any way that would be a satisfying answer for you. A lot of things have been scaring me lately, and I'm sorry, Chloe. I'm sorry for rejecting you and your family. I'm sorry for never knowing you had a kid. I'm sorry for all of it.
Stand up, you damn fool.
I slowly do, but don't quite meet her eyes.
And she actually looks at you and cocks her head a bit. Look at me.
I look up.
Something different about you. Don't know what it is. Something about your eyes.
My eyes? I'll actually glance. Is there a mirror in here or something? On the wall?
Yeah.
I glance and look at my own eyes. What is she talking about?
You wouldn't have noticed it unless she hadn't have spoke. But there's almost a soft glow coming out of your eyes at the moment. And you know what it is when you see it. There's a hint of your angelic side, your celestial side, peeking out.
I kind of see what you mean. I've been thinking about how to apologize to you for, the couple months that we haven't been talking. Because I realized as you left my office that last time we saw each other, I was a bastard. So, sorry.
You do need to go see Mom. Mom told me you still haven't been by to see her.
Not yet. I've legitimately been too busy to, but she's the next stop.
And I know you don't like Dad. Fine, I'm not going to push you to go see Dad. But for all your issues with him, he misses you too.
Of course he does. The man looked me in the eyes and said, "You are a moral failing of our society." He said that to my face, Chloe.
You know he's always He's always been so adamant about the ground he stands on. And I mean, hell, growing up, we used to joke about, him wanting to die on that hill. Every hill. But he's still your dad. If your dad doesn't treat you right, the one who brought you into this world, the one who made you, do you turn your back on him? You don't know where she's coming up with that exact phrasing?
Yeah, that's very suspicious. And actually, this is going to be an interesting take, but I'm curious to see what it would come up. At a phrase like that, could I roll legacy to see if I've heard any similar sentiments from that side?
Of course you can. You
I
can
think
go
I'm gonna do that.
intelligence and legacy.
Sorry, I always have to double check my stats because I'm bad at remembering character sheets. Standard diff?
Yep, standard difficulty. And for the viewers, how many did you get?
3.
For the viewers, in case I haven't explained this, because I'm not sure I actually did, legacy is what determines how much he can remember of his time as a celestial being before he was stuck in a human's head. 3. You actually have heard that while in the abyss from some reconcilers.
Can I double check her eyes now?
Go ahead. Perception awareness is always a thing you can do.
Two.
2. She doesn't. You don't feel any hint of the divine around her other than the obvious religious paraphernalia that's scattered in this room.
But no, hints of thraldom
Nope.
or possession.
She's, why are you looking at me funny? That's just something that our priest said. He said it last Sunday.
May I ask what church?
I mean, we go to the cathedral here in the city, the big one. I mean, there's only one real cathedral. And that's not the one you met the Luciferian in.
That's what I was first checking, but also getting the address so I can tell everyone and we can go investigate a church later.
Yep, it is not Mahil. No, totally different church.
Okay, I was just making sure. I'm fine, just out of it. I haven't had coffee today. You know how it is.
You are definitely acting weird. Are you sure you're not sick? I mean, you're kind of, your eyes don't look quite right. You're kind of looking a little green around the gills. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you saw a ghost.
I will reach down and just gently take her wrist and just put the back of her hand to my head to show that I'm not sick.
Okay, I mean, tell me the truth, bro. Is this going to be a one-time visit? Because if it is, I don't want you meeting Gwen. I don't want her to get her hopes up that her uncle's suddenly wanting to be part of everything and then you disappear again.
I would love to meet Gwen, but I shouldn't. A child should meet something innocent, not corrupt like me.
Well, yes. As Father Tobias says, the world is corrupt. We're all corrupt. The first sin corrupted everyone. So, I mean, you're still her uncle.
And it takes more willpower than he would have thought to not say Clark wasn't the one talking, but he still stops himself. You and Tyler can decide if I get to be a part of your daughter's life. How about that?
I'll take that deal.
It's fair balance.
I'll take that deal. I'll talk to him when he comes home. And if we come to the conclusion that you should, we'll arrange a park day.
Doesn't matter which one, I can get to all of them.
I know.
Despite not having a license.
I mean, you've always got taxis around town. You can take the L if you want. We'll be even nice and we'll make sure it's one near the L.
You don't need to worry about that. Actually, I'd prefer you don't. Bus stops are not safe.
My brother now worried about the seedy side of the city?
Not worried, and I pat where she knows I keep my gun, but just aware. A lot of shit's happening in this city, and it's starting to get to me.
I mean, a lot of shit's happening in the world. Maybe you should go to the church too.
Maybe.
You know,
I won't lie, it'd be kind of hard for me to do it, just given, Dad.
you can't be forgiven if you don't ask. That one comes from me. That's not from him. Okay.
I guess it's a matter of if I feel I'd even deserve the forgiveness.
No. Everyone deserves forgiveness.
Clark will tear up at that.
She's going to be home soon, so I am glad you came. She actually comes over and gives you a hug.
The hug is not like crushing, but, if the earth were to hug you.
And it does spark memories in Clark's mind that Carsador's always had trouble dealing with as a malefactor, because there's a closeness that you never even got to feel with humanity as your sister's giving you a big hug.
And at first, he definitely, without her seeing, smiles, and then gets very uncomfortable and pulls away.
And she actually walks you to the door. And as you're walking to the door, once again, you're having to stare at this cross.
Doing my best not to let her see it this time.
And when she opens the door, you don't see it now, so at least now it's not there in front of you, but you still feel it as you walk away.
Have a good evening, Chloe. If nothing else, I'll try to call you sometime tomorrow.
That's fine. We'll talk tonight about it. Once Gwen goes to bed, we'll have a talk.
I know Tyler doesn't like me, but I hope he'll consider it if he really wants it. And if he says no, he says no.
I know he doesn't like you, but
At least he doesn't hate me.
yeah, and he goes to the church too. And I'll remind him of the importance of forgiveness.
To a point. If there's any brotherly advice I can give you, it's this. Forgiveness is fine. Never forget.
No, that's just true in everything. But with forgiveness, we can at least make them memories of the past, not the present, right?
I guess that remains to be seen.
And she looks at you and goes, "Take care of yourself, bro."
And meaning for only one part of it to really sound sarcastic, he will say, "You too, sis."
And then she looks at you. "Love you."
At that, he will just go into, blue screen a little bit.
Yeah, you've never been good at saying that. I understand. growing up, you always used to tell me, what was it? I know.
It's funny, for as religious as Dad was, he certainly had me watch Star Wars a lot, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It's the only thing you two agreed on at the time.
Take care of yourself. I'll try to see you later.
Okay. And then she turns and just shuts the door.
And I stand there a little bit.
And with the door closed and you not right in front of the door, you don't feel the unclean feeling goes away, though you can still remember what it felt like.
There's a moment where he will just put his hand on his chest and take a noticeable breath, because air is not something he's used to. And he'll turn and walk away and mutter under his breath, "Thank God those crosses are there." And then head out.
You head out into the city. And now we're actually going to flash over to Alice, the boss of the fiend. You are helping your friend go bike shopping, Sarah.
I am. We're going to go to Suzuki dealership.
And you're looking through the bikes. There's quite a number of them. Some of them are really nice, too, some of the newer models. And she's eyeballing, she goes, I just don't know which one to get. I mean, to me, they all look the same.
Sarah, you brought me for a reason.
Yeah, I know.
Let me show you.
Look,
Me
Dad said he's
open
paying
your
for whatever it
eyes.
is. Dad said he's going to buy me this one. Because I finally graduated college. It's, I graduated college. He's going to buy it for me. So.
Okay. She goes over to a model that is very obviously on display. And it is a Hayabusa. It recently broke the record for being the fastest motorcycle in the world. This one.
She goes,
You should try it.
Oh, that I like the price on that one. That'll definitely teach him to tell me he'll buy me whatever I want when I graduate college. And the one of these salesmen come over and goes, it's a nice bike. You wanting to check it out?
Yeah. Can we?
You got your motorcycle license?
I do. I think let me see if I have it. And she checks her pockets. I think I forgot it at home.
Okay, well, and Sarah goes, I've got mine. And she pulls it out because she's already got her license before she had a bike. And she says, she shows it to him, and he actually says, I'll be right back. I'm going to go make a photocopy of it and get the keys. She goes, look, I'm not very good at riding yet. What we'll do is you can ride behind me. We'll pull out. Once we get out of the parking lot where they can't see us, we'll switch riders so you can.
Okay, sounds good. We can take it outside the city a little bit and see what it can do.
Yeah. And it's not a minute or two before he comes back, hands her back her license with a set of keys. Well, please go ahead, take a test drive. It's already gassed up. We keep them gassed up here, and let me know what you think. And she immediately grabs the helmet that she's been carrying, puts it on her head. And she looks back and gets this silly grin on her face. Hop on, dear. Let's go for a ride.
Why, thank you, lovely. And she hops on behind her.
And she walks it out of the kind of slow foot pedals it out of there, out of the dealer until they get it out of the show area, and then starts it up immediately. And yeah, you can feel the power as it rumbles. And she is definitely unsteady and still used to driving. So she pulls off a bit, and it's a little unsteady, especially with you on the back. She's not used to two people yet. But she gets about a block away and pulls it over to the side of the road, parking right by a parking meter. Says, okay, let's switch. Come on. We're far enough away. Let's do this.
So Alice takes the front seat. And she follows the speed limit out of town.
And she's sitting there back there riding it. And she's going, every once in a while she leans forward. can we go faster?
Why do you want to go faster?
Because I don't know, but that's the point of getting a motorcycle, right? So you can go fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I do it.
And
I
she
like
grins
to
and goes,
experience that.
when it vibrates at that speed, it's a lot more fun. And she winks at you again. She's always had a bit of a dirty mind.
That's not quite why I do it, but it is an experience.
Well, we'll get out. I mean, yeah, okay. Don't get us pulled. I'd hate for us to get a ticket while we're, on a loaner here on a test drive. But, if you go out towards the airport, they've got those straightaways that, as they cut by the fence, pretty sure we could get going real quick there.
Okay, let's go. And so Alice picks up speed, but nothing too fast yet.
And as you get out of town, I mean, it's midday, traffic's kind of rough. But after a bit, you finally get to where it opens up a bit, and you're on the road that basically it's the boundary road to the airport. Now, it's normally closed off, but you're on a motorcycle. It's not hard to just go around the gate. She's like,
Alice.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Alice goes starts speeding up and quickly goes around the gate, not even slowly. It's very clear she's going faster already and she just wants to be there.
And as you're picking up speed, the road is nice and flat and even, and you're outside the fence. So while you technically shouldn't be doing this, it's not something you're that worried about. As you move faster and faster, every time you speed it up, she encourages you to go faster. And then you have to slow down to do some of the curves to go around the outer edge of the fence some more.
Alice doesn't slow down.
As you're speeding up, I need you to make a dexterity check, please. I'd say dex plus drive, but you actually have no drive skill.
I do have no drive skill.
Which is interesting.
You know Alice. You know that's not her thing.
Yep.
So would Unflappable or Daredevil account for this?
Daredevil will account. Easy.
Okay. You said Dex?
Yep. Dex plus drive, you have no drive. So, standard difficulty would start off at 6 and then modified down for your anything that you think merit applies for it.
No. That is 3 successes.
That's not bad. Actually, that's pretty damn good. And you're cutting the corners and the bike is leaning, but she's holding on tight. And she keeps urging you on, though, whispering, it's not fast enough. We can go faster. Hit it hard on the straightaway. And the straightaway she's talking about, I mean, it's still straight as all the others. A lot of trees and a ditch on one side, big fence on the other side. But she's really pushing you to go faster and faster.
Alice is not putting up any fight. That's why she picked this bike.
And as you open it up, at the speed you're going, you barely even know what you're seeing. Something darts from the woods towards the fence. It's on 4 legs, wolf-like, bit larger than it should be. Quite a bit larger than it should be, actually, as it darts in front of you. Do you try to hit it or do you swerve?
I'd swerve.
As you swerve, the only place to swerve is either the fence or towards the woods and the ditch. And when the bike heads towards the ditch, you lose control. And the bike impacts, and both you and Sarah are thrown from the bike and into the woods. And right here, we're going to go to break, everybody. We will be back in 10 minutes, and you'll get to find out what just happened. See you in 10 minutes. Welcome back. Before the break, I might have ended it on a bit of a cliffhanger here, where Alice had managed to wreck the bike. As we return to the scene, Alice, you come off the bike easy, fly through the air. And your head is protected, which is a good thing. And you impact a tree, and your leg actually takes the brunt of it. And you hear not only the sickening hit of the impact, but you feel your leg shatter in a few places. And then you also hear another sound, this one a wetter kind of a smack, as Sarah was not lucky enough to hit with her leg on the tree. Now, until you get a good look at her, you won't know where she hit. But after she hits and you hear that sound of impact, there is no other sound from her. The motorcycle engine shuts off when it crashed, because it also, at the speed you were going, flew when it hit the ditch, end over end into a tree, shattering it into pieces. Bike wreckage thrown everywhere. How you've managed to only break a leg is an interesting one. You've got a lot of bruises, but the only major injury is that shattered leg. And as you're laying on the ground in pain, well, what is your first thing how do you react to this one?
First thing she does is she actually goes to check on Sarah.
So you can't stand on it, so you drag yourself over?
Yeah.
And you find her. You drag yourself a good 20 feet deeper into the woods. You find her at the base of a tree. Several branches are lodged through her chest, and her entire front of her chest is caved completely in. She is not breathing. Her helmet is still in place, but it is at an odd angle. And you hear movement behind you.
He quickly whips around.
And there's a man standing there. He's naked, which is weird. What the hell were you doing?
Who the fuck are you? Why'd you dash out on the road? Wait, what? Why are you here?
I didn't dash into the road. Look, I was just running naked through the woods. There's nothing wrong with that. But why were you driving so fast?
Because we wanted to.
Damn.
And
Your
she
leg all
kind of
right?
collapses over Sarah, hugging her.
And when you collapse over and hug her, unfortunately, her chest cavity has way too much give to it. And you feel it. Her ribcage cannot support your weight as it sinks deeper in. And he's, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't think that's a good idea. That's not good medical advice there. Seriously, are you okay? How in the hell?
Forget me. Is there anything you can do about her?
I can call an ambulance. It's going to take me a while to get to it. You're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And he's eyeing you a little suspiciously. Why aren't you screaming from that leg wound? That's fucking painful. I mean, I see 3 pieces of bone right there.
He's gonna call Arizath.
Okay.
What is it, Nebos?
I messed up. Where are you?
Just gotten back from taking my kids to camp. Where are you?
Near the airport?
Okay, I'm coming.
Hurry.
Okay, that's what I expect. You're mumbling to yourself now. Are you going into shock?
Will you just go away?
God damn, I'm trying to help you. What the fuck?
I'm sorry that a naked man running through the woods can't help my dying friend. Get the fuck away.
And he takes a step back. Fuck it, fine. You fucking deal with it on your own. Not my fucking problem then.
I mean, can you do anything to help her?
No, but I mean, you're gonna bleed out before too long, so fuck it. You want me going? I'm fucking going. And he just turns and starts stomping into the woods. We're going to pause your scene right here. We're going to flash to Virginia before this scene occurred because Virginia was dropping off kids.
Mm-hmm.
As Virginia is in the car heading to drop the kids off at camp. I don't want to go to camp, Mom. Come on. I want to spend time and hang around the house.
Yeah, and every summer you go and you come back and tell me how much fun you've had.
Yeah, but it's lame. We got to go to bed too early and...
Usually you're exhausted because you've been doing stuff all day instead of playing video games.
But look, the new game's about to come out and you're killing the fun.
Hey, what new game is it?
It's Call of Duty coming out. It's supposed to be a big game.
You know what? I will buy
World War II fighting.
I will buy it for you, and it'll be waiting for you when you get home from camp.
Fine. And your other kid, Mary, she's always been the odd one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
From the back, she goes, Mom, why are you different?
What do you mean, sweetie?
You're different.
Different how?
You don't act like you used to.
Well, Mommy was very sad for a long time, you know.
Yeah, but that's not it, Mom. And she looks at you again. It's just, I don't know how to put it. It's hard. She's only 11, so she doesn't really have a firm grasp at everything. But she's like, you're not you sometimes.
Mommy's trying to be better.
Some days you're better, and some days there's something bad in you, Mama. Some days it's.
One day you'll understand, sweetie.
You always say that. I want to know now.
I know, but don't rush it. You're already growing up too fast.
I mean, but Mom, I don't want to. I want to know everything, and you know, got to get my name straight here real quick. Got to get the other twin. Elliot goes, quit being the brainiac. You're gonna make Mama get bored, and she's gonna yawn.
No. You are never going to shame your sister for her curiosity or intelligence.
But Mom, she's a dork. She gets me. She doesn't help me.
She is your sister. You protect her.
Fine. And you in the rearview mirror of your car, you actually see Mary look over at Elliot and stick her tongue out. Mom, she's doing it again.
Don't taunt your brother, Mary.
But Mom, he's being a jerk.
Yeah, but win with grace, dear.
He just touched me.
Okay, stop breathing each other's air.
And you see, Elliot always been the smart ass.
And she's just laughing as she's driving.
And Mary goes, see, this is what this is the right you is right here. not the dark, something wrong you that I see sometimes.
Well, honey, sometimes Mommy's just not feeling so good. I miss Daddy a lot, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I miss him too. But still, I'm sure, I mean, he's in a better place, right? He's in heaven. He's, up there with God and all the angels and Michael and doing what's right.
That's what they tell us, right?
That's exactly what they told us. I mean, I want to see St. Peter at the gates sometime and, get to see Daddy again in heaven with the angels.
That would be nice, but he'll wait for us. We don't have to rush.
Yeah, I know. I just miss him too.
I know you do, sweetie. I know we all do.
And Elliot just finally gasps from trying to hold his breath so long.
I think that's a new record, Elliot.
That wasn't the point. The point was to show you what you said, was silly.
Uh-huh. And how do you feel?
Lightheaded.
Okay, so you feel silly now.
And Mary starts laughing.
Spite doesn't make right, dear.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. The way you say that, and Mary gets almost a faraway look in her eye. There's something unnatural about it, which is odd because that doesn't sound like an 11-year-old all of a sudden. But she's always done weird things like that.
Yeah, she's sensitive.
Yeah.
Erzeth knows. She plays it off.
That's a long word. And Elliot goes, see, told you, dork.
Do not shame her, Elliot.
Fine. And he actually crosses his arm and and kind of slumps over away from her as far as he can get. And Mary's got this big grin because she knows he's in trouble and she's not, which is unfortunately a common occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pull up to the drop-off for the camp, lots of other parents here, of course.
Mm-hmm.
This is the drop-off time. And they unbuckle and they get out of the car and they're struggling to pull their little travel suitcases and stuff out of the back. It has their stuff in it. Because 11 years old, it's kind of a lot for them to handle.
And Virginia's helping, of course.
And Mary just almost tackles your legs. I'm going to miss you, Mom.
And she gets down to where she can be eye to eye to Mary, and she hugs her real tight and gives her a kiss on the cheek. Says, I'm going to miss you too, and I love you, but you have a great time.
And she reaches up and boop, gotcha. And Elliot just stands there he rolls his eyes a little bit because he's hit that age where he's not quite.
He's embarrassed to be around his mom now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, well, now she's really going to embarrass him. Come here, Elliot.
Mom, don't do that here.
Come here, Elliot.
Mom, I don't want to do this.
She grabs his cheeks and she rubs his nose.
Mom, stop. And Mary just starts rolling. And you've attracted the attention of, well, half the parents, the other half just kind of looked that way, smile knowingly, and then turn back. And a lot of the kids seem to be really, they're making a note of who had that happen to him. He's like, now you've ruined it. Can I come home with you, Mom? I don't want to be here now.
Go have fun, Elliot.
Fine.
Just talk about how crazy your mom is, and she's just weird.
Oh, I'm going to tell him you're weird, all right. And Mary, once again, weirder than you know. And she gets a befuddled look like she doesn't understand what she said.
And Virginia just bops her on the nose. Now, don't you worry your little head about that, darling.
I know you say worrying doesn't solve anything and it doesn't help.
Exactly.
And you head off and get them all signed in, and the banter between the two of them go back and forth where he's teasing her and she's antagonizing him like she does.
Oh, of course, they're twins. They love and hate each other at the same time.
And as you finally get done and you're just getting back to the car, that is where Alice contacts you and tells you that she's at the airport. And as you're heading that way, I want to flash over to Kathleen. Kathleen, after you were told by Clark Carsador, the malefactor, of course, that you're in this paper, now what are you doing?
Once she has like her lunch, so she has some time where she can be away from the office, she's going to pop out to the newspaper stand that's the closest one she knows that's nearby, and she's going to see if they have this paper that supposedly has a picture of her on it. So
when you go out, you find it. It's one of the local rags. It's not even National Enquirer level. I'd put it even lower ranked than that. I believe you've seen this particular tabloid, and last week it said alien invasions. The week before had the end of times coming, said Armageddon's at hand, and find out the signs here. But clearly on today's paper, it is a picture of you with that weird lightning and windstorm that happened that day at the college when the hit and run happened, where somebody realized someone was playing with the fabric of creation.
does the article give credit to the photographer?
The picture, it says anonymous source, but this isn't the first time a picture of something weird happening around you has come up in a newspaper. And you have a general idea of who may be behind this.
Okay. So she's going to go over to the payphone nearby, and she's going to call the office, and she's just going to let them know that she's going to be out, so she needs to cancel her 1 o'clock. And then she's going to head back to her car, and she's going to head off because she needs to go see her ex.
You start driving off towards Marvin's house. Well, apartment.
Yeah.
What little alimony he gets some. It's not enough to buy him a real nice place for sure. So you head into the south side, where it's, a little rougher neighborhoods. You pull up to the apartment building, he's in.
Oh yeah, no, she's going to go straight to his, because she has to mail him alimony checks every month. So she's going straight to his apartment. So
you go up to the 3rd floor, apartment 302.
She knocks on the door.
And you hear scuffling from behind the door. And unfortunately, looks like they recently painted the doors. So somebody painted over the peephole for this apartment. So he just throws the door open. And when he throws the door open, the apartment you're looking into, there's papers everywhere. It is not very well kept. He is living the slob life. And he jumps back.
The fuck, Marvin?
Be gone, devil.
I took your ass to fucking divorce court, and I get stuck paying alimony for your dumb ass to live like this. And she waves around at his apartment behind him. And she throws the paper at him. And this shit, what the fuck?
You're not Kathleen. Don't tell me that. My ex-wife is dead.
Your ex-wife is standing right in front of you, jackass.
No. You were killed by that patient. I know you were. Don't give me that. And I'm gonna make sure the world sees. Everyone's gonna know.
If he killed me, then how am I standing in front of you? Am I a fucking zombie now? Is this some sort of movie? Am I imagining that I'm still alive? What are you on about?
You're a monster. You're either... you could be a demon. You could be Well, you're not a zombie. You're not rotting. You could be a vampire. Shit, it's daylight. You could even be a lizard person.
She sticks her tongue out at him. Yeah, do I look like a fucking lizard person?
Oh, that wouldn't fool me. I was following you, and I've been following you, and every time weird shit goes on, I find you were there. You're doing it. You're the cause of it.
I'm doing it. The city is full of fucking crazy people. People do stupid shit. And also, no offense, your picture of the weather. How did I make the weather?
That's not weather, lightning out of nowhere. It was clear that day. No. You're not her. You might have not even been in her beforehand. That's why we got divorced.
No, we got divorced because you didn't do shit. And I was tired of propping up your bohemian lifestyle of doing jack shit, which apparently I'm still doing, and you're doing a bang up job of it.
No. Because my Kathleen loved me and wouldn't have divorced me. No. That was when it started.
Okay. So do you want my clinical opinion, or or should I not turn the meter on yet?
And
oh wait, I'm already paying you, so never mind.
It's an odd look. Oh, that does sound like Kathleen. But it's not you. You died. I know you had to have died.
How did I die? I was in the hospital with a stab wound because a patient was off of their meds and had a fucking psychotic break.
No, I know you died. Kathleen, let's see. What are we going to roll for you to see if you can get a read on him about his certainty with this? Let's see. A perception was probably a good one. Empathy, motive?
I've got empathy with the motive thing, so that'd be...
It's a good one. Perception and empathy.
Okay.
And target number on this one, we'll use 6. I'm just going to see how many successes you get.
Four successes.
His certainty at saying he knows you died. He is way too certain about an event that he was not in the room for.
Listen, Marvin, I don't know why you are so adamant that I'm dead, or that I've been, slurped into the sky by some sort of alien or something, replaced by the pod people. You're still getting your alimony checks. I'm still showing up to work. My life has degraded some because I have to send you a fucking check every month, but you don't hear me complaining about it. You don't see me showing up here with a fucking camera and taking pictures of you on the, taking a shower or whatever. Hell, are you even showering?
What do you care? You're not her. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way to prove it. And then when I prove it, everyone's going to know I was right.
She's going to look him dead in the eyes and just say, did you send him to my office? Did you tell him there was something wrong with me? Is that what this is about? Is that why you're so certain he killed me? Because you paid somebody to do the fucking job for you?
Let's see, I rolled and see how many successes I got. When you say that, he immediately cuts his eyes away from you. I don't know what you're talking about.
You fucking dick. I am the reason you are even allowed to live in this squalorous hole. If you had succeeded.
No, my life fell apart when you divorced me, and I know it'll be all better when you're gone. Whatever you are.
Of course it fell apart. Oh, God.
And you are definitely getting flashbacks of why he ended up divorced.
Yeah. I swear. I should turn you into the fucking I should get you institutionalized at this rate because you are obviously in need of some major medication. And I don't want, and I cannot be your therapist. I will not be your therapist. I am nothing more than the paycheck for your dreams. So.
No. I know you're not my therapist because you're a monster.
Again, why am I a monster? You keep saying why? Because I got stabbed because you sent a fucking psychopath to my office who was off of his meds and suggested that he stab me to death because I was the problem of why he was fucking crazy?
No, I didn't do that.
You gave me that look like a fucking kid who just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
I don't want, whatever you are, I don't want to talk to you. And he goes to shut the door on you.
Kathleen sticks her foot in the fucking door frame. We're not done having this conversation, Marvin.
And he reaches behind and he actually pulls out an actual crucifix and shakes it at you. There's no power in it.
Yeah, she just kind of like fucking slaps his hand, like, get this shit out of my face.
Lizard person. Got it. There's a website, Light of Truth. It tells me how to deal with them.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what, Marvin? I should really get our fucking alimony rearranged because I don't want to keep paying for whatever the hell this is. This is just sad. You need serious help. Like, serious help.
No, I don't. It'll all be fine when you're gone. When whatever you are is gone.
You know what? You're right. If I just go, then you're out your paycheck. So what do you care? Don't worry. The next one will be in the mail next month too. So, and then she pulls her foot out of the door and starts leaving.
As soon as you do it, he slams it shut. And you can actually hear him kicking shit around the apartment. He's screaming, but not loud enough to be heard. He is on a patented Marvin rant. He's always been flighty, but you've never seen the full drop because you don't really talk to him since your divorce.
Yep.
But he is on a fast train to Bonkersville. That's my clinical, professional opinion.
Yeah. Kathleen is going to, once she gets in her car and starts driving, she's actually going to contact her thrall, which I'm trying to find the one it is. Yes, Thea Dawson, the hospital psychiatrist.
Okay. And she Trumdesio, what's up?
Yeah, just gonna let you know there is an individual, and she's going to give the address. His name is Marvin. Sorry, I moved my notes around. Marvin Delane. He is experiencing symptoms of a psychotic break right now. He claims that I'm dead and that he wants to prove to the world that I'm dead. And he also, if pushed, he seems to imply that he possibly sent the individual who stabbed me. So, yeah.
I can get the police to do a health and welfare, and I can probably get him locked up I can get him committed for about 24 hours, but then after that, I'm gonna have to get the judge involved.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If I need to sign off on something, you can curry it over to me.
I mean, if you want to do a statement, that might help with the judge.
Yeah, I'll do that. I also have evidence because he's apparently been sending pictures of me to some fucking conspiracy rag. So, yeah, no, he's living in squalor. He's showing symptoms of major issues. So I want him to receive the help he clearly needs.
Okay, I'll contact the Chicago PD and have them do a health and welfare check on him.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'll let you know what happens. Do you want me to? And she's always had trouble saying all of this. Do you want me to make sure he's locked up?
No, I just want him to get a psych eval, and I want to see if he gets on some medication so that he can actually become better instead of spiraling like he currently is.
Got it, Thorazine.
You know what? I'll trust your judgment because I am not his doctor.
Well, I'll end up being his doctor for now.
Yeah, sorry for saddling you with that, but
it's all right. I've got to go unless you want me to hang out here. I actually got to go in and talk with this nurse over one of the other patients because.
Oh, you're fine. Go take care of what you got to do. I already bumped my 1 o'clock, so I feel bad enough about that. So I gotta get back to the office myself.
Okay. Glad I could serve.
Look, we're both just trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do it without you.
Same to you. And then Trimdeziel hangs up.
You break the psychic link that is between each demon and their thralls. And now we flash over to Virginia. Alice gave you a general idea. Now, you can't get your car behind the barricade, but you can walk the circuit. And you pull your car over and walk around and eventually... Now, Alice, are you still there with a broken leg?
Yes.
So as you walk up on Alice, she's laying next to the body of a woman, young woman, massive trauma. And Alice is there with an obvious compound fracture. How she's conscious, to be fair, if she wasn't a fallen angel, she would not be conscious right now. She would be knocked out from the pain, comatose from shock.
What else
she's
do
bled
I?
a lot.
What else do I see? Because I
Bike wreckage.
Yeah, and
What are you looking for?
isn't there another body?
Oh, that's what I said. Her dead friend sitting beside her. I mean, it's obvious dead.
Obvious
Massive
dead?
trauma.
Okay. Why the fuck haven't you fixed that?
Because it doesn't matter.
No, it does. Fix it.
But Sarah needs it more.
Sarah is dead.
No. Again.
Nibos,
What?
remember who you are.
I'm both.
I know, but right now, if you don't want to lose this one too, you need to fix that.
It's just a broken leg. It's fine.
No, you're bleeding out. The vessel can only take so much.
She'll use a faith to heal it.
So as you call upon the powers of creation, the powers that created the entire universe, using your faith, you will the body to fix the leg. And right there, the pieces of bone suddenly pull themselves back together, knit themselves together, and then the skin closes and the wound closes with it. And your leg is completely whole again. Though you still have bruises, you only healed the leg. You covered in bruises, minor scratches. But the leg is healed.
Arazeth kneels down, puts Nibos's head in her hands, looks her dead in the eye. What happened?
I was helping Sarah find a graduation gift that her dad was going to buy her. And we decided to take this one on a test drive. And she kept pushing me to go faster and faster. And so I did. And I wasn't thinking about how it could hurt her. I knew I'd be okay. But I wanted to feel something with it. And then something fucking dashed across the road, and we swerved. And we were here. Some naked guy yelled at me. Just wanted to help Sarah. It's all my fault.
You wanted to get your satisfaction, dear. And it cost Sarah her life.
You're right. It's my fault.
Learn from
Just-
this. Be better.
What do we do about Sarah?
This is a mess. Because you were seen with her at the dealership.
I mean, she was driving when we left. They have her license. I mean,
Okay. How good are you at lying?
I work in show business.
Okay, so you're good enough. I'm going to do an anonymous call for 911. Report the accident. You're going to tell them that your friend wanted to test it by herself. You got off the bike and she crashed it.
I feel so bad. It wasn't her fault.
No, it wasn't. If you are not careful with them, they are fragile.
Just call. I
will.
can't talk about it more.
And as she gets
Not
up,
now.
she actually places a hand on Nibas's head. Mistakes happen. We become better by learning from them. And then she walks away.
Now, this is the year 99. You got a flip phone. And
Mhm.
since you're by the airport, it has signal.
Mm-hmm. But she left it at her car.
Yep.
So she's got to go back to her car, and she places an anonymous call to 911.
Okay. And then I assume you leave the scene.
I do leave the scene.
And having left, it's not too long before police show up. Ambulance shows up. And they take your statement, mark it off. They don't arrest you. They have you sit down while they're doing an initial investigation. But they do tell you they will be in contact with you. Do not leave the city. Do not leave town. As they start processing the crime scene. Because this is right now considered a crime. Before eventually, some number of hours later, the police actually give you a ride home because, well, you have nowhere to go from there. As you're getting in the car to head home, in the back of the police car, almost like a perp, even though you're not, you see Sarah's father pull up and get out of the car frantic, trying to force his way through the police line as you are driven back to your house. And does this circle need to, you all have information, you have things, Are you going to do a conference call, or are you going to actually meet up together?
I would advocate for a conference call, but that's just me.
Yeah. Trim Desiel's not necessarily doesn't want to be pictured near any of these individuals right at the moment. So
That's a valid thing. Don't want additional pictures to magically appear. So I guess this choir of fallen angels uses what is referred to as the demonic cell phone, where you name each other's celestial names so that you can communicate with each other over vast different distances. Now, boss, you have healed your wounds at this point. But I turn it over to the group. Has anyone, did Virginia or Alice, did either of you tell what happened with Alice, or is that okay?
I've thank you to Carsador. I found my picture in the newspaper. Apparently, again, my ex-husband has been snooping around and taking pictures of me and selling them because apparently I'm a lizard person who's out to conquer the world or some shit.
Inaccurate, but still a pain.
Yes, well, he took a picture of the storm at the campus with me there and claims that I'm the one who caused freak lightning storm to come out of nowhere on a cloudless day. So I'm
Why
having
did-
him
Why would he think it was you?
because he's having a psychotic break, and I'm having him thrown into, he's going to be on he's going to be on a psych lockdown for at least 24 hours while they give him an eval because he's a mess. But I also think that he's the person who gifted me this form. So sorry, apologies, everybody. That's probably the least of our problems in these interesting days. But I just figured I'd let you all know that, yeah.
No, it's still important because if someone's trying to like oust you, it's still an issue.
Yeah. I'll have to deal with him sooner or later. But
I can make
for
him
now,
disappear if you want.
no, I don't think that'll be necessary. He's a broken man who needs psychiatric help. So I'll keep pushing that angle for now and see what happens.
Arazeth, can you fix him?
No. I mean, unless I can't fix broken minds.
Yeah. I could break him more, but that seems counterintuitive. So
That wouldn't be the solution. Boss has been like very silent, but when you say breaking him more.
oh, for sure. That's why I'm not going to do it to him. Also, it defeats the purpose of helping these humans. So
I fail to understand how the mind is not like the rest of the body. It's contained within the brain.
It is, but it is exceptionally complex and likely the physical ailments of the mind can be healed. Like damage to the mind, to the brain, such like that. But when there is emotional damage, well, I'm sure Trimdesiel's vessel could tell us. That really can't be cured.
yeah, it takes a
Unfortunate.
lot of work to what is it? She actually does the air finger quotes to herself, fix a problem like that. But you also have to be willing to do that work, and he's obviously not willing to do that work. So I'll get him medicated and I'll see what happens. But I just wanted to let you all know because if he's been following me around and taking pictures, he's probably taking pictures of you all, but he's not connecting us together yet. So I'll have to make sure that he doesn't.
It's good to know. Thank you.
If one picture crops up of me here and there, I do have the excuse of I am a reporter.
I'm in a
Humans-
band.
Humans are so fragile. It's very disappointing.
At that, Nibas breaks a connection with her.
And you all can feel she ended her part of the connection.
I didn't realize Clark's bluntness would be hit so hard tonight, though he wasn't wrong. Is there something going on that we need to be aware of, or?
Nibos lost someone she was close to.
Okay.
So you're aware when she said your name, you heard her say your name.
I imagine at this point she's like trying to tune it out as much as she can, and she's actually just gonna go walk and probably try and walk to X-Chain, actually.
Walk to where?
X-Chain,
Okay.
one of the places that they said.
Okay.
Apologies then. I wasn't trying to hurt her, or I'm sure Clark was not trying to hurt her.
I know.
I'll talk to her. We may be formerly omniscient beings, but we still are broken in our own ways. So, God, that sounded really pithy of me. I apologize to all of you. It's been a weird day, so.
Agreed.
My daughter is sensitive. She can sense when there's something bad in you, Mommy. Yeah.
That one I cannot assist you with.
No, I'll handle it.
A child's never going to fully trust you.
We'll see.
Clark's sister has 2 artifacts of faith in her home. At least.
Where on earth does she get those?
And I will say I don't remember the name of the church that you gave me, Storyteller, but I will say
It's the main
that
cathedral
one.
in Chicago. It's the big.
She got them from the church or from an antique store?
She got them from an antique store,
Oh,
but
right,
she's
sorry.
been going to
Antique
the main
store.
cathedral.
And then she's going to the main cathedral.
Was she going to that church before she got those?
Not that I'm aware of. She, as well as Clark, drifted from their religious upbringing quite extensively.
Okay.
Clark more so.
I know. Malefactors can make things.
We can.
Can you make things that lure people?
With certain conditions met, I'm certain it's possible.
We need to check out that church.
She also... And you're not quite sure how this happens, but you do hear the stuttered, shaky breath from Carsador in the conference.
You are talking, so to communicate, you must speak even through your demonic link.
What she said to Clark rattled me.
What does she say?
Reconciler doctrine.
Yeah,
almost word for word.
We're checking that church.
She mentioned a Father Tobias.
Okay. We are checking that church. Maybe not today. Our Dreamweaver is
Needs a break.
Perhaps tomorrow you and I could go to meet the other one you know.
Sure.
We need as much information as we can get. If you all happen to have other contacts that would know something that might be useful, if anyone, aside from, and he pauses, not wanting to get anyone's attention, so he doesn't say Synthraziel out loud. If there's anyone of the first that you know, it seems like that would be a good source of information to find.
You can always call her Vivian. She won't hear that.
The first. Oh, so like we should go back to wait, wasn't he of the first house? The other pastor, whatever.
Oh, I mean a reliable first house.
Oh, but aren't they all reliable?
In many ways. If you ignore the practical applications of all of us, I feel that it would be a waste of everyone's talents, even if they are greatly reduced.
I don't trust that I couldn't punch that fucker in the face with a fist of air.
And I'd be right behind you laughing.
Oh, no. He's too tightly wound and did not appreciate my attempt to loosen him up a little bit. So I have no desire to go back there and speak with him because he'll probably pull that sword out again. And I don't want to deal with it.
As Clark would write, he has a proverbial stick up his ass.
I think it's that sword.
That does seem like a fair point. I would love that sword.
Well,
useful.
maybe we can procure it at some point. You know, bad things happen to good people all the time.
Even worse things should happen to bad ones.
Well, good is in the eye of the beholder, so.
Not wrong.
Who are we to judge good?
Apologies for my mood. I'm just a little off tonight, as it were. So this is I'll get it together.
Do you need someone to keep an eye on him?
No. If he showed up at my door, then I would fix him. I would fix him tonight. So no, that's not the problem. I'm just
I mean, I can
dealing with
always
him.
give him some weird damn disease that can't be cured.
That seems, ironically, as I say this, like overkill.
I appreciate the thought and the idea of him having some sort of
like really
something.
weird esoteric thing.
Boils and blood or something. It's okay. No. Like I said, he's a broken man. There's a reason I left him. So, or former me left him. Just, yeah. Is there how are you guys how are you guys doing? Clark sounds like he had a familial breakthrough, which is always good.
It is.
Well, depends on what you want.
I was just correcting a problem.
See? It's a breakthrough.
So other than those symbols, what else? And the rhetoric? Anything else?
Just a quick check from actual Maddox here. Is there anything I'm missing, storyteller, fellow
The
players?
apocalypse signs.
The various
Thank you.
apocalypse signs.
I
Thank
put it
you.
in Zoom chat, but you didn't read it.
Sorry, it's a very hard week.
I understand.
There was her mentioning Calcutta had a storm of blood. There was a red star spotted in the sky. Frogs. A bit ham-fisted, but apocalyptic signs nonetheless. That star is especially concerning.
You said it was a red star?
That's what Chloe told Clark.
I see Arizeth has gathered her dice. I assume she's rolling a legacy. Difficulty is 6. She's going to try to pull memories from her time during the abyss and before the abyss.
That is 6 successes.
6 successes. It was definitely a fiend. One of the 4th house. Prophecy that came from them towards the end of the war, right before you were cast down and imprisoned in the abyss. That when the red star comes, the world will end. But I believe part of the wording was the favored sun will rise once again, and the star of the morning will shine bright to herald the end of days.
Fucking hell.
So not good.
Expect at some time there to be reports of Lucifer spotted somewhere.
Oh, so he's alive.
Yes, and bringing the end of days with him.
Of course.
Because, everybody has to
Still-
suffer for his fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, Arazeth, I think you'll get your chance to beat him much sooner than you expected. True, Lyriel.
Yes.
Did anything happen to you? There's too many things happening to all of us for it to not happen to all of us.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it to be really relevant. It's more relevant to Michelle, I suppose. So the girl that caused Michelle to pass on, for lack of a better term right now, was just trying to make her jealous and stuff. So nothing really noteworthy here.
Unless perhaps secretly that woman is a thrall or soon to be possessed. Just feels that we're looking for connections in everything because everything seems connected.
I mean, I was gonna talk to the girl that she was trying to make Michelle jealous with, but I figured that was for a later day.
Who is this other girl?
It didn't seem suspicious or anything like that. But
Who is this other girl?
she's the lead singer of a band that we work with. So
Would you like me to go and interview her?
no. It's fine.
Would you like me to talk to this other girl? Not the singer, the other one.
No.
You're talking about stuff that's kind of my wheelhouse, so that's why I'm excited. Sorry. Emotions and feelings and young puppy love, I think is what they call it.
Out of character, understand that Virginia is like flawless and beautiful. You want me to pose as your girlfriend next show?
It's fine. If it was Michelle, she might have done that. But I have, it's weird. I've got this I don't know if y'all have been dealing with it, but the whole anger and healing and trying to sort through the emotions from being in the body that isn't supposed to be here anymore.
Oh, I've just been doing my best to ignore them.
Oh my God, Carsador, we have to get you in therapy, honey.
Why? I'm fine.
There really isn't much of her left in this one.
I guess I've sadly been shrinking myself, so.
What do we believe is our next step?
Well,
Let's take a day to lay low,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
and then
Someone should check on Synthesriel and Mebas, though.
Trimdesiel, can you check Vivian?
Yes, I will. I will
I'll
check
take
in with
care
both
of
them.
Alice.
Oh, okay. I can. That's fine. If Alice needs to talk to somebody about,
I'll let her know.
I mean, you all have my business card.
Yep.
As you all end your communications, and we come close to the close of this episode, as Virginia comes in her house, she notices a picture has been stuck to her refrigerator that wasn't there before you left. Looks like your daughter left it behind. It is an obvious picture of her mother, and it says Mommy on it. Except she's drawn angel wings on the back of Mommy. Though the wings are black. One of them slightly tattered. And this is where we end Season 1, Episode 7 of Demon the Fallen. And I hope the players and the viewers enjoyed this little peek into what it really means to be part human and part demon, and the conflict between those two warring drives. Because you're never in one world anymore. Both of you, or all of you, will always be in both worlds. The cast out divine and the mortal. And so now everyone gets 1 XP for roleplay, 1 XP for being here. That's 2 XP. Now we must do what everybody learned. Who shall we start with tonight? Actually, we're going to start with Carsador. Right in the middle this time.
Carsador has learned a couple things. He's learned that human relationships are complicated, as even though he remembers the last time Clark's sister spoke, she was furious, and then she was actually surprisingly accepting for this one, so he doesn't understand that, but he's learned that there's more to it than just people always express exactly how they feel all the time. And he's also learned that, holy shit, there's a thrall or a fallen or something pulling people to the most popular church in the city.
That's actually a big deal. Though, we'll see when you all explore that particular storyline. Alice, what did you learn?
So, I will say, like, objective from a therapy standpoint, this isn't 100% true. But right now, Alice, it is true to Alice, and she has learned that the deaths around her are her fault. And that she is the cause of the pain in people's lives.
Actions have consequences. It's a harsh lesson, I think, for Alice. Okay. Kathleen, what did you learn?
People break for many different reasons. Marvin was always who he was, but leaving him broke him in some way, and so now that is becoming more apparent and having to like deal with the consequences of that in its own way. So yeah,
And for Trimdesiel, the demon part of her, that's a tough one, isn't it? Kathleen can analyze psychologically and do that, but for Trimdesiel, there's a passion he has, at least. You're muted.
no, I was just saying, yeah. Like I said, Trimdesiel could not fix him.
No.
She could break him more, but that's not what she wants to do. So she feels bad for him. It's this weird conflicting thing,
isn't it? It's hard to be both. Mars, what did you learn?
Healing is going to be a long game that I don't think Druliriel was prepared for when taking a vessel in the way that she did.
Very true. You took a broken woman that had given up all hope. And now you are Drulariel, a guardian angel, one who would escort the dead to the afterlife. And you have to deal with these odd repercussions of the past that you didn't actually do. Virginia, what did you learn?
Well, I will tell you that the player learned it is real fucking hard playing that honest to a fault flaw when Red is being all emotional and fucking traumatized and vulnerable because the serial nurturer in me wanted to go up and just squeeze her and say, honey, it'll be okay, I promise. But Virginia learned that her daughter is sensitive. She is able to see when Arazeth is a bit elevated in torment.
I'm sure that won't be a bad thing, provided proper guidance is given.
Right.
And now we're going to go for the player vote. This is where the players get to vote on who gets XP. And we're going to start with Alice. You're first this time.
I think I have to go with everyone. They were all very tough scenes and very emotional in different ways, and everyone portrayed how their characters would act like with that. Like Irazeth with like the honest to a fault. Like the only thing I could say to that is like I can't do anything but accept it. And then Carcerer with his apology and actually like bowing down. It's like a very Carcerer thing to do. And then Trimdeziel with like your ex-husband, that whole thing. And just the way that you handle him. And yeah, I can't really say much more than that. And then Drulariel, the way that she was able to just like stand up against like someone who had previously caused her like so much harm, like kind of shows how like this change has been like good for her. And just like I thought it was good to see like how these changes have impacted everyone, or how like becoming a demon impacted everyone. I thought everyone did a really good job with that.
I think we all saw tonight that Drulariel brought a bit of a little bit more steel into Michelle than she had previously. Because it was clear by the way Cassandra acted, I'll be honest. May not have been the healthiest of relationships even when they were together.
Who would have thought getting possessed by the Grim Reaper would give you a backbone?
Mm-hmm. So, Kathleen, your player vote?
I vote for everybody for basically the same reasons that Alice had. It's everyone did amazing in the scenes that they had and what they did and what they did with them. So getting to see the two sides, we've always seen. Okay, so like for example, like with Arazeth, we've always seen kind of like all piss and like, I mean, no offense, she's been very like on people, but then seeing her actually like giving a shit about her kids and then being tough with Nabas was necessary. She wasn't being mean to Nabas, but she was just being honest with her. Carsador did amazing. That was a fun scene, and of course we're just like, what the fuck, why all these artifacts? Like, come on sis, you gotta throw this stuff away. No.
No, I will share. Carcer was actually thrilled that those are in her house.
Oh, I'm sure
She's
he
like,
is.
oh, excellent. That means it keeps us away. Good. That's what she needs.
The fact that Drulariel did not just be like, you know what, touch of death on her like ex, like I would have just I maybe Trimdeziel wouldn't have done it, but like I would have wanted to do that. And of course, Nabas just fucking knocking it out of the park, showing a lot of the actual character behind the character that we haven't seen on screen, like the cast knew about, but like showing it and then just being, goddamn, like, yeah.
That was the purpose in this episode. You all have been so busy focused on the investigation. We hadn't had a chance to show what it really means to be both, and the traumas that come from both parts of what you are. So, Michelle, your player vote.
I definitely agree, everyone. The role playing tonight was just amazing. Loved it. For Arizeth / Virginia, the duality in being the parent and then being the leader, like the angel leader, kind of, like just with Nibas, the duality of that too was very, and then you saw a little bit though in the parenting. It actually wouldn't have been that common then, but the whole gentle parenting aspect where, anyway.
That's part of the ways that she changed.
Yeah.
That's part of the ways that she changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Virginia, your vote.
Oh, goodness, it's going to have to be everyone because I was engrossed in every single scene that played out. It was amazing. And it was amazing because it was all different aspects of these characters and it was fascinating story. And I'm going to be real. Chat was engaged with it. People were commenting constantly. It was amazing, y'all. For real.
Hey, and finally, Clark, your vote for who gets the viewer XP or the player XP.
It is going to be everyone, but I'm going to stress that the first point is definitely going towards Nibas. I got such a vivid flash of, I remember like a long time ago, one of my little cousins like messed up on something and got someone else hurt, not himself. And the reaction was nearly identical. So
Guilt's a bitch.
It just goes to show that us Fallen, well, Clark said it himself, I just ignore it.
Yeah.
But us Fallen really can't deal with these human emotions too well.
No, you don't. Not at all. And of course,
it was brilliant.
I will give it to everybody. And tonight in chat, we got what I feel is an amazing fucking compliment from somebody. They actually asked if this was like a role-playing game or was it something else, because it almost seemed scripted tonight. And I want to let everybody know that when we went into this, all the players were given that we were going to do tonight is I said, Virginia, we're going to show a scene with you taking your kids to camp.
Oh, I didn't even get told that until break.
Right.
Because
Clark,
I didn't know who I was having a scene
Clark,
with.
you're going to go meet. Clark said he wants to meet with his sister. Drulerio, you got to play a show. They come into this game with not knowing what was going to happen in each of these scenes. Alice figured there was going to be an accident of some kind, but that was it. And the players role-played it well enough that it almost seemed like we have a script when we don't. And I can tell you with 100% certainty, we do not script anything.
Nah, this improv, baby, because I ain't got the bandwidth to memorize lines.
And if it helps convince any of you, I love theater. I would never participate in a scripted RPG. That's boring as fuck.
But to me, that is a great compliment because it shows that these players are so convincing that it looks like they're reading from a script with their role when they're not. So thank you to the viewer who made that comment, because seriously, that's high praise.
That's high praise.
That is really high praise. It shows we are putting on a good show. Totally improv, totally unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going after that, as always, please join us on our Discord. This cast came from our Discord. We cast all of our shows directly off the Discord. So if you watch the casting couch on the Discord, we post up casting calls. People can apply. Some casting calls have real full auditions, some don't. So every range of role playability and tech pretty much gets covered. So it's a great chance for you to come play with people you don't normally get to play with. And of course, we do weekly Zoom hangouts where we just go and chill on Zoom with people from the community, which is a great way just to get to know people. You want to catch back episodes? That's where the YouTube is. We have back episodes of pretty much almost every World of Darkness product made. Plus, we have back episodes of Monster Hearts, Paranoia, Bluebeard's Bride, Thirsty Sword Lesbians. We've got lots of back episodes of various one-shots of various games. The only thing we don't have episodes of is Call of Cthulhu and Dungeons and Dragons. And if you pop over to Ishvel, that is where those are, because that is where the DM that actually does that on our channel, Tiss, that's where she keeps her videos. So you can pop over there and do that. If you want to see some amazing content creators that you've seen here tonight, Alice Elizabeth down there, Mischievous Red, you can see her Twitch channel in chat. And of course, Kathleen Stone there, the Ivy Raven. You can see her Twitch and chat. They don't do straight role-playing games, but they'll talk about them, I'm sure, if you pop in and watch them play games. And you can talk about any of the shows or what they're up to, and you'll get to hear all that good shit. Let's see here. Merchandise. You want some McStabber Studios merchandise? Guess what? We've got merch. We don't have any demon merch yet, but I'm sure by the end of this season.
And Red, your suggestion needs to go in the merch requests in Discord because I will forget what was in Zoom chat. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
that does definitely need to be merch because that's such a poignant bit of merch right there.
Yep. And bits and donations, they go to the players in the stream. It does not go to myself or Virginia, which is my wife. We are the studio. We do not take bits and donations for us. That is just for the players, as a way for the viewers to show thanks to the players for all the great role play they do. If you want to support the studio itself, you can subscribe here on Twitch, or if you don't want to give Twitch half the money, though I'll be honest, not seeing ads is great. You can pop over to our KoFi, and at the KoFi is where we have where you can support the studio without giving up half the money to Twitch, because Twitch takes half their pimps. And that's it for my part. I can turn it over to my wife for the schedule, and boy, is it a schedule.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for Demon the Fallen. Oh, well, we're going to take a little bit of a break for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll be back on Friday with Dune at 8 p.m. Eastern. Blood-Soaked Sands, run by Ravnos Archon, with Shanky and myself, along with Junie Von Esch and Alexian Skylark, that's in Twitch chat tonight, or was at least. And we are playing right like 300 years after the Butlerian Jihad. So this is well before the Paul Atreides time. With the second house to take rulership of Dune. And there's tons of intrigue, lots of murders happened. It's craziness. Okay? Craziness. And we are having a blast. So join us. It is a full, 10 session series, chronicle here. And you're going to want to tune in because this is going to get intense, y'all. Intense. Then Saturday, there is no stream, just taking a break this weekend. But on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we are having Windy City After Dark, our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition stream. Season 7, episode 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Me, that's so many seasons already.
I know.
Can't believe we've done 7 seasons. We're on the 7th season already.
Didn't you guys just start Windy City like a week ago?
It feels like it, but also it feels like I've done nothing but play games for like months at this point because I'm playing in so many at this present moment. But you can join myself, Shanky as ST, Ivy Raven here, Trimdesio as Jenny the Gangrel, the badass, Mischievous Red as Isabella, Jenny's new girlfriend.
Allegedly.
Shaggy.
Allegedly.
So you can join us, and I think we might be having a special guest. We'll be filming it on Thursday, so we shall see. But you can tune in on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern to see what this coterie gets up to. Then on Monday, Ravnos Archon is back with Kids on Bikes. This is going to be the second session of a 3-session mini-series. Yesterday, the first session was crazy. It is basically, he's telling a horror story with this game. And it's kind of themed a bit like Stranger Things a little bit, but going pretty damn dark. And it's amazing. It's got Redbin Powers in it, Lanhee, and of course, Ravnos Archon is the storyteller. That's at 8 p.m. on Monday evening. Seriously, y'all want to check that out because I wasn't even sure about the game system. I had never watched it played, and I tuned in and legit, I was engrossed. It was crazy. So good. And then, of course, we'll be back here next Tuesday for the next session of Demon the Fallen. And hopefully Evie Eternal, our Luciferian. No, she's not a Luciferian, but she's
so mad if you said that.
No, our first house member. She is our devil. our sexy devil. She is going to be hopefully back. She's like, how dare you? No, I love you, Evie. No, she is not Luciferian, but she is one hot devil. So hopefully she'll be back with us next Tuesday.
Yes. Everyone in chat, send love, light, and recovery
And
to our dear
healing to Evie Eternal.
Please.
That'll be
We need her
episode
back.
8 next week. That means we have 3 left in this season, everybody. 3 left for shit to get worse. And it's going to get worse
Oh, yeah.
by the end.
We already got signs at the end times coming.
Yep. And as always, at the end of all of these streams, everybody, we like to let everybody know, please take mental health seriously. Check in on people around you. Check in on family. Check in on friends. Check in on loved ones. Reach out to the people around you because a lot of people aren't doing okay right now. And to be fair, that's the way it is at the moment. A lot of people are not okay. And sometimes it just takes a friendly voice, someone to say, hey, are you okay? To help them get off a ledge or to be a lifeline or to otherwise help them. And if you do suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, myself included, please, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with having mental health issues. We all have to deal with life in general, and it can be tough. So that's the first thing I want to say. And secondly, reach out to those around you if you need help. And if you don't feel you can, in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can get the help you need. Somebody will be on the other end of the line to help you out. Because mental health is health, people, and it's important to take care of yourself and to make sure that you're okay, or at least as okay as you can be in this fucked up world. And of course, now I can turn it over to my wife, and she's going to do her final parts as we end the episode.
I'm going to also tag on to the mental health notice that my husband did. We do fully support mental well-being. Mental illness, as my character said, cannot be cured, but it can be treated. And you can learn how to cope and live with it and in spite of it. Okay? If you don't feel like you're fully in crisis and don't need the assistance of a crisis line just yet, if you work for an employer that offers an employee assistance program, please utilize that because they do have people that can provide basically their confidential therapy sessions for you. They are not reported to your boss. The only thing your company gets is how many people are utilizing the service. They do not get who uses it or why they use it. Okay? So really, you are confidential, and it's a benefit to you if you're working for a company that offers that to you. So utilize it. Utilize it. And I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse. I'm the nicest mean nurse you're ever going to meet. I have to go in my office tomorrow because they want to do face-to-face meetings and they want us going back out in the fields to see people at their homes and at hospitals and stuff like that. And I'm like, y'all see the COVID spikes, right? Y'all see this, right? Yeah. Get vaccinated, get boosted, please. And when the Omicron variant vaccine comes out, please get that too. Because it's in the works, I believe. And so please get vaccinated because my husband has respiratory issues, and if I bring home COVID, I'll pretty much kill him, but he is vaccinated. So
if I'm lucky, I'll just end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, my whole household is vaccinated because I'm a nurse and I know how this shit works. And but please get vaccinated because if you haven't and you can, you're part of the problem, not the solution. Stop being part of the problem. And another thing I'm going to say is reproductive health. Abortions are health care. I had one that saved my life. And later I was able to have 2 healthy children. It is a treatment for problematic pregnancies. But beyond that, Reasons shouldn't matter. People with uteruses should have more autonomy than corpses. They should be able to say if they want to carry a child or not, and do what they please. So please vote blue. If you have primaries you can vote in your primaries. Blue down the fucking board. And if you are voting in November, which I expect every single one of you here in America to be voting in November, because if you are eligible and you haven't registered, or you have your registration and haven't been turning out, you're part of the problem. So please vote blue. Down the damn ticket. Because we have got to turn out. If we don't turn out November for midterms, we are fucked. Absolutely fucked. So please, it falls on us now. It really does. It falls on us now.
And fuck Putin.
And fuck Putin.
And as I said with Vampire, I'm going to say it here too. In a world full of Jameson Stones and Satine Phoenixes, be a Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Don't be them. Be Mr. Rogers.
Fuck them people. They're trash.
Yeah. Abusers like that should not be in our TTRPG hobby. Just putting it out there. And I'm going to call them by name. I don't give a fuck. My channel. So having said that, I do thank the players and I do thank the viewers. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.